And now to an update on tolling. Yes, it looks like tolling is coming to I-5 and 205 in the greater Portland area. Some of you have asked if the Department of Transportation is really moving forward with the plan, and the answer is yes. Yes, they are. In fact, the Oregon Transportation Commission, which makes all the big decisions for transportation in the state, formally adopted a policy on tolling and congestion pricing recently. Now, why do we care? Because it bakes tolling into the state's transportation future. It's going to be here forever. And while it might seem like a minor development, we are committed to staying on top of all of these developments for you. The new policy does not set prices. That's going to come later. But it does talk about who should get discounts. It tells the Transportation Commission to explore discounts for frequent users of the system who have no other option to drive around the tolls. It also calls for discounts for low-income folks, but does not really define what low income is. And it calls for incentives for vehicles that can carry lots of folks, like shuttles, van pools, and carpools. It also allows money to be spent on the impacts on neighborhoods and for the health, safety, and congestion in that neighborhood. There are many more pages on the tolling policy that's now been adopted, but one part that really caught my attention was policy number 6.10H. I know. It reads, analyze and consider reducing toll rates when funding needs are achieved for the infrastructure project, but ensure that toll remains to help achieve statewide goals of congestion reduction, support long-term administration, maintenance, and operation. So really, trust me when I tell you that once the tolls are there, they are not going to go away. Now, love them or hate them, at least you know. A lot of you are telling us that you do hate the tolls. Another voice joining the no tolling argument, former Republican candidate for governor Christine Drazen. We talked about tolls today.
Where we're at right now, I don't believe that their approach to tolling is going to be beneficial to the communities and the surrounding communities or to Oregonians themselves. I think that they're going to use it in a way to pick winners and losers and hurt people, and it's not necessary and they shouldn't do it.
Drazen is getting back to normal life after losing in her race to become Oregon's next governor, but she is as plugged in as ever to the issues and thinks Oregonians should be able to vote on these tolls.
There's tolling, and then there's what is being proposed. And what's being proposed from my perspective is social engineering of who gets to use the roads when and at what cost. And I think that Oregonians have every right to rise up and oppose the current proposals that are out there.
Now, an interesting thing about this new policy, it came with lots of public comment, which ODOT says they paid attention to. You can decide how much attention. Here's some of the emails that they got on the tolling because they included them in their report. Jim writes, I swear by all that is holy that I will drive every side street through neighborhoods and go around for miles if necessary to avoid any tolling created for roads already paid for. I was sort of chuckling there because I just love the way he started that. I know that it's born of frustration though, and please don't really do that. Heather is also frustrated and writing, I am so disgusted that ODOT is even considering the possibility of tolling our roads. Cecilia, however, disagrees. She supports tolling and wrote, I think tolling is a great way to pay for new roads, bridges, and tunnels, or for updating the aforementioned. But Allie is not buying it. She told ODOT, I am categorically opposed to any use of road tolls. Road tolls, by their very nature, are discriminatory. Now, I know that you have a lot of strong feelings about tolling, and I'm really not trying to sway the conversation one way or the other. But the comment log from ODOT, it's 340 pages long, and most of the comments on the first several pages that I looked at are negative. That's why I showed you more negative than positive tonight. We'd love to hear from you, though. Tolls, love them or hate them? Tell us why. Send an email to thestory@kgw.com or call 503-226-5090 and leave us a message. I look forward to hearing from you.